ancient existence is this, breathing creatures. So now it amounts to what? It amounts to this process of becoming. Then at the micro level, you see the breathing process, you see the cellular level of changes that occur in the body, breathing process that occur in the body and the mind. So this is all about, bhavati, becoming. But there must be a greater thing now. In this way, whole life you live. From the time you are born, you started your breathing. And when you die, your breathing ends. Only to restart another life. By the very end of this breathing of this life, because you have accumulated meanwhile, during the so-called living period, from birth to death, you have accumulated all kinds of karmic potency, which in simple terms just means action having a capacity to produce a result. And not all action, only volitional actions. Intentional actions. You have intended to do something, so there is this willpower, will factor behind the action, and that determines. So you have accumulated the whole lot of karmic potency in that way. So the cumulative effect of this potency, or rather the cumulative, power of this accumulated potency, now that catapults you into a new state of existence. By catapulting, it simply means, it's like a monkey. The example given in this, there are Paticca pictures, there they show how bhava occurs. That is, from life to life, this rebirth, the rebirth mechanism is working. Now a monkey jumps from branch to branch, and he has such expertise in jumping and such a, he's with his mind works in such a way that it enables the body to jump from branch to branch without falling. Maybe 500 feet above the ground, it jumps. Even to look at like that, it brings fear in people, the way they jump. So also, from one life to another, one branch and the other branch, the distance may be 30 feet, 50 feet. Now, a distance of 50 feet he jumps without any support, without anything. Just in this space, he jumps into the other. Suspended in this space, he moves. Consciousness can move likewise. Consciousness is not determined by time or space. It is beyond time and space. Now, for instance, if you like, all of you have your homes. Just try this, close your eye for a minute and just say to yourself, what is happening in my house? Let me see. Just look at, you see your home which may be 10 miles away or 5 miles away. There is a distance of that. So you just see what is happening in your family. In a fraction of a second you can see what is going on there. You don't need to run there 10 miles and taking an hour, bus ride or whatever ride. In a fraction of a second you can see exactly what is happening there. So the mind can travel without being hindered by the space factor, the distance factor. This is with reference to space. And with reference to time, it is equally true. Because both space and time are concepts, they are not realities. Concept means what you mentally construct, what you construe, mentally create, that is concept. It may be true, it may not be true. It's just mentally formulated. So it's not real. So distance, as far as the mind is concerned, is no problem at all. Now here you have also conquered distance through your information technology, through a computer. You just tap one thing, something on something, you see, and the message goes to New York right away, straight, in a second. There you are. So space doesn't come in. It is conquered. Mind is far more powerful and efficient than a computer. After all, computer is a creation of the mind. If the computer is wonderful, the mind that has created it may be far more wonderful indeed. So here, time and space doesn't, exist in the world of mind. So, becoming basically is a process where both time and space doesn't matter at all. It is a process like the example I gave of rebirth mechanism. It's becoming. One is becoming purely in a micro level from birth to death. The other becoming at a macro level. From life to life you travel. Now you are here in the human plane. You are born a human being. You have a family. You have built a huge property. You have built a name and fame. All kinds of power and position and influence and all this. With one stroke of death, all this is just demolished and collapsed. You are somewhere else. If you have during your lifetime lived a Sheelavanta, life of virtue, where you have never harmed any creature, you have saved life rather than destroyed life, you have promoted the well-being of life, you have never stolen or indulged in any corrupt act or cheated anyone, you have never committed any sexual immorality, you have not been telling lies, you have not been indulging in intoxicants. So this kind of pure moral life that you have lived, all the karmic potential that you have accumulated by this, through your Shila, it can prevail in a sphere of existence where these five principles are a part of life. Now the Devas, for instance, they don't kill the way that we do, human beings. No, there is no need for them to kill. Human beings are short-lived, at the most 100 years. Oh, a 100-year-old man, my goodness, life is miserable for him. I can tell you that from my own. It's not such a happy life as you grow, as you age. Jarapi dukkha. Aging is a process of suffering. And I understand that very well indeed. So now there, the gods live for not years, 100 years, they live for kalpa, hundreds of thousands of years. Their time factor is very different, it's a different order of time. For instance, at the lowest level of divine plane, Chatum Maharajika, by the time we have lived 50 years here as human beings, they have lived just one day. Look at the ratio. Now, one day equals 50 years. So the order of time is very different there. Now the Devas there live for 500 Deva lifespan. Now you compute it in terms of human lifetime. My goodness, several thousand years. 50 years per day, 24 hours. So 1 year means what? 1 month means what? One day is 50 years. 1 month, huge number. 1 year, even huge number. And so on. It's a long, long lifetime that they enjoy. And they don't suffer from all the limitations and disabilities of a human being. Now if you have lived like a Deva in this life as a human being, naturally your karma will ripen only in the Deva Loka or in a human sphere where human beings are extremely refined and cultured. They don't they don't kill. Now Lord Buddha created a society where Panchashila is absolutely a must. No follower of the Buddha, even in dreams, they don't like to kill. They don't like to steal. They don't like to commit sexual misconduct. They don't like to tell lies. They don't like to drink intoxicants and become mad right here when you are living. They live a decent, refined, clean, pure life. And not only Shila, this pure life, they meditate and constantly purify the mind. And the result is, where can they live? Where can they go? Having lived like this all life and having accumulated a karma potential which ripens only in the divine sphere or in a human sphere of very high culture and very high, refined existence. There you can learn. So when Ananda thought in this way and he said, well, I am thinking of becoming both at the micro level and macro level. What do I know? I know nothing. I am not fit to be, the dust of Bhagavan's feet. I mean, this is a language which I am using. He was humble, noble. He says, what do I know? Nothing. So let me go and ask Bhagavan himself. That is how he went to Buddha. And he says, Lord, now it is said, Bhava, 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 Bhava. Tribhava. The plane of existence where desire-based, where sense-based desire prevails. There is a plane of existence, Rupa Loka, Brahma Loka. No desire whatsoever. It is impossible. They don't know what desire is. And in a plane of existence where there is no matter at all, even Brahma Loka, it is a material plane, no doubt. But our material plane is very gross. Therefore, it has got the other aspect. Human body has two aspects, a repellent aspect and a very attractive aspect. But at the God's level it is very different. They don't rot, their bodies don't rot. And the Rupavasa, even the material body there is something so subtle, it's something like electricity, a subtle matter which you can't see. If a Brahma God were to land here, he will simply go right in, he will sink into the earth, because there is no earth for him. So, there is a plane of existence, which is of subtle matter, where if the mind has become so sublime by developing samadhi, the ecstatic states of, absorptions at the spiritual level, very highly evolved spiritual life. When you have lived like that all your life, you have developed a consciousness which is equal to the consciousness of a Brahma God, where can you go? After death, you are born there. So if you have developed another type of samadhi, where it's pure and simple mental existence, no physical existence at all, then you can land only there. So this way the question, when he asked the question, Buddha gave an answer, but today I will leave it at it. This is an introduction to the whole series. Bhavati iti bhavo. You become something because you have acted in some way. You see. So that will be the subject. May the grace of Bhagavan Buddha surround your lives with wisdom and well-being. May you all be happy and well.